Hi, I'm Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This quick blast of Theosophy is about the astral life. This extract is taken from Elementary Theosophy by L. W. Rogers, the chapter entitled The Astral World. It must be expected that any idea we may form of the astral life will be incomplete and inadequate to give a true conception of what it is really like. Perhaps the most comprehensible of the subplanes is that which reproduces the physical landscape in astral matter. There, the average man will begin his conscious astral career. If we think of the world as we know it here and then imagine all that is material to have vanished from it, we shall gain some comprehension of the situation. Eliminate the necessity of providing food, clothing and shelter, and nearly all of the labour of the race would cease. The tilling of the soil, the mining, the building, the manufacturing and transportation and exchange of the products of field and factory constitute nearly the whole of human activity. In the astral life no food is required, and one is clothed with astral matter from which garments are fashioned almost with the ease and rapidity of thought. No houses are needed for shelter. The astral body is not susceptible to degrees of heat and cold, and nothing there corresponds to our temperatures. There is no division of night and day, objects being self-luminous and light being perpetual. If we could drop out of physical life all need of physical labour, abolish all response to heat or cold, the need of food and houses, and add unlimited wealth, or to be more exact, give each person the power to possess all that wealth can confer and much that it cannot, we would have an approach to a conception of the astral world from one viewpoint. Each one entering the astral life has, of course, a fullness of liberty and freedom from responsibility that it is not instantly comprehensible to the physical mind. There is nothing whatever that he must do. There is, however, plenty he can do if he desires to be active. On the physical plane, many people of wealth travel and amuse themselves with sightseeing. Thousands of others would do so if it were possible. In the astral world it is possible, and large numbers of people drift aimlessly about with no particular plans. Multitudes belonging to various religious sects organise themselves into congregations, build edifices and spend much time in religious services. Others amuse themselves building houses and constructing landscapes. It is not at all necessary, but the old habits live and influence activities. The average person in the astral world gives himself to idleness in the enjoyment of the intensified emotions of the astral life, just as the majority of people would do here if it were possible to escape the round of duties so sternly imposed by their necessities. For a long time the most of them also make daily visits to the homes they have left behind on the physical plane. Those who have a strong tie of affection with some member of the family frequently spend much time lingering around and going on little journeys about the premises or elsewhere with the loved one. They understand that the dead person is not perceived by the living one, but nevertheless they desire to be near. They do not have a full consciousness of all the living person is thinking and doing, but they are fully aware of the state of feeling or emotion, and whether the living friend is pleasantly or unpleasantly affected by passing events. As the astral life becomes more and more familiar to the newly arrived individual, he gets well settled in it and gradually readjusts his viewpoint to a truer perspective than he has here. As time passes, he is less and less in touch with the affairs of the physical life, and finally loses consciousness of them altogether as he passes on to the higher levels of the astral world. But there are many people who have a more serious view of life and who lose no opportunity of acquiring knowledge, and the astral world, which is called the Hall of Learning by students of the occult, presents remarkably good conditions to them. This quick blast of Theosophy is continued on part 2 of the astral life.